Some of nature's most powerful moments don't arrive with a warning. They simply change everything in an instant. What you're about to see is so extraordinary, it feels almost impossible to believe. Stay with us for some of the most incredible moments caught on camera. What happens when a wave is powerful enough to surge over even a massive breakwater? These images serve as a reminder that the force of nature should never be underestimated. That is not the natural color of the seawater. It is a sign that the flood is carrying everything in its path as it rushes inland. Most earthquake damage does not come from cracks in the ground, but from violent shaking that causes buildings to lose stability or collapse. What country are you in, and are you dealing with extreme weather today? In just a few waves, a coastal house was reduced to a pile of debris, showing how quickly nature can change everything.
Hey, are they having problems with IFB?
Wild animals are usually very good at adapting to their environment, but flash floods can arrive so quickly that they have no chance to escape.
Look at my shot. We have deer struggling in the water. They're getting washed away. What are you doing?
This man not only risked his own life, but also dragged his dog into a dangerous situation. Fortunately, they both escaped just before the train came rushing through. A powerful 7.8 magnitude earthquake was strong enough to reshape the skyline as solid buildings collapsed one after another. In just a few hours, familiar roads in Hubei were transformed into raging rivers, sweeping away everything in their path.
There goes. Oh my god. Oh god.
Wild dogs can become unpredictable when moving in packs, making it extremely important to maintain a safe distance.
Oh my god! Oh
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh, right.
Experts advise against confronting a bear directly because its behavior can be extremely unpredictable at close range. This was not caused by a natural disaster or an accident. Humans made an entire massive bridge disappear within seconds through a carefully calculated plan. The driver was lucky enough to clear the final gap just before the entire tree canopy came crashing down. The cause of the accident did not appear in front of the truck. It was located on the truck itself. The trailer had been raised too high and slammed into an overhead highway sign.
Bro, look at these clouds. What is going on?
This phenomenon is known as a fall streak hole. It occurs when supercooled water droplets freeze into ice crystals and fall, leaving a large opening in the cloud.
What is going on here?
Be honest. Are you watching on your phone or TV? And have you ever seen hundreds of giant ice balls floating across a frozen lake? Two consecutive earthquakes left thousands of people dead, tens of thousands injured, and many communities without homes. The parking lot disappeared almost instantly when the entire hillside suddenly collapsed. Thousands of tons of earth and rock rushed downward so quickly that there was almost no time to react.
Naquilo ali. Aí vai! Aí é brutal! Aí é coitado! Aí é coitado!
During rough sea conditions, keeping a safe distance from the edge of the seawall is always more important than standing close for a better view.
Foi o que você for?
Few people realize that twin-engine commercial aircraft such as the Boeing 777 are designed to continue flying and land safely, even if one engine stops working. A ship designed to stay afloat at sea can still sink inside a harbor, an area that would normally seem completely safe. The car came speeding toward the building at the exact moment the girl stepped away from the shop entrance. I want to ask you, what score would you give that reaction? Controlled demolitions often use multiple explosive charges, triggered in a precise sequence only milliseconds apart, to control the direction of the collapse. During major storms, floodwater often carries trees, rocks, and debris, significantly increasing the force exerted on structures built across rivers. If the road beneath your feet suddenly turned into a fast-moving flow of mud and rocks, how many seconds would you have left to escape? Most tornadoes last only a short time, but their winds can still uproot trees, tear roofs from buildings, and send objects flying through the air. In the complete darkness of the deep sea, sometimes the most terrifying thing is not a creature's size, but the way it has evolved to hunt. To a bison, a person coming too close or attempting to interact may be seen as a threat.
Get him! You idiot.
What? What?
This is exactly why everyone should let Car Wash clean their vehicle. There was no collision beforehand, yet the entire rear wheel assembly suddenly detached from the bus while it was moving. Fortunately, no vehicle was traveling directly behind it at the time. The most dangerous moment was not when the tanker truck overturned, but when the fuel ignited and created a massive fireball. A normal training session quickly descended into chaos when an SUV lost control and crashed straight into the building.
Liceo. Guardate, guardate.
Few people realize that during powerful storms, waves can surge over seawalls when strong winds combine with high tides, creating sudden and dangerous walls of water like this.
Incredibile.
I'm curious, has nature ever scared you where you live? First, the dog was lucky enough to be rescued by its owner. Then, the owner herself was fortunate to survive because the bear did not harm her. What seemed like the worst possible slip accidentally moved him out of danger. Luck may only come once. Checking the gear position and handbrake before repairing a vehicle is the best way to prevent an accident from the start. What caused the car to crash was not the train, but the impact from behind. In a single moment, the vehicle was pushed straight onto the tracks just as the train came rushing toward it. Roads like Ionovsky demand far more patience than acceleration skills. Everything had been carefully prepared for the dam demolition, but when the concrete structure collapsed, the water instantly transformed into a spectacular sight. Immediately after the first impact, the water kept pouring in with enough force to sweep away furniture and knock everyone inside off balance. Many people think this is frozen air, but most of it is actually methane gas produced by natural decomposition. The flames are not burning from the ice, but from methane trapped beneath it. Once released, the gas ignites directly above the frozen surface. Would you dare stand beneath this tree? It may look like nothing more than a dead trunk, but it is home to millions of spiders. Without lungs or gills, marine flatworms absorb oxygen directly through their thin skin to supply their entire bodies. Just seconds earlier, the sea was calm enough for her to dance without concern. Moments later, that same water became a current powerful enough to sweep her several feet away. The scene looks like a giant creature awakening beneath the lake, but it is simply nature moving in its own mysterious way. A massive sheet of snow and ice suddenly collapsed from the roof. 2 people narrowly escaped the impact zone, and no one was injured. Can you spot the exact second when the kit fox began losing its balance? Never attempt to cross railroad tracks unless there is enough space ahead for the entire vehicle to clear the crossing. Everything was in place for a disaster, but the final collision with the customer never happened. One of Las Vegas's most famous implosions was carried out with remarkable precision. What made it even more unusual was that the entire event was incorporated into a Hollywood film shoot. It took decades to build, but only a few seconds for Norfolk Court to disappear completely from the Glasgow skyline. Sometimes nature does not destroy everything in an instant. It simply returns with wave after wave until nothing remains standing. How would you react if the ground beneath your feet suddenly began to shake? That is the power of seismic waves traveling from deep within the earth. This is an instinctive reaction to an overstimulating environment, not a deliberate attempt to attack. Encounters like this are becoming more common as residential areas continue expanding into wildlife habitats. That is why many people believe they have narrowly escaped danger, even though the animal never intended to harm them. I need to know, would you react fast enough here? A fraction of a second created the difference between an ordinary moment and a disaster. A safe overtaking maneuver does not depend on whether the vehicle is fast enough, but on whether there is enough space left to handle every possible situation. No one believed that a ship hundreds of meters long could break in half. Yet only days after running aground, the MV Smart split into two sections before the eyes of witnesses. after heavy rain, water-saturated soil can lose its ability to support weight, causing an entire slope to collapse at any moment. It looks like a river of lava flowing through the forest, but it is actually sunlight passing through the aspen trees.
Oh, get in the air, get out of my yard.
Even the driest desert regions can experience rare hydrological events when the right natural conditions come together. Each tiny water droplet acts like a prism, bending and splitting white light into multiple colors.
पूरा खत्म गाड़ी भी कितना गाड़ी ले गया पूरा गाड़ी ले गया लेफ्ट 43 पूरा.
Every moment you just witnessed tells a true story, and we would love to know which one impressed you the most. Leave a comment below, because we always read and follow every perspective you share. But this is not the end. What you are about to see is even more intense, rare, and unbelievable. Click on the next video to continue exploring incredible moments caught on camera that very few people ever get the chance to witness.